Warning, the stories you're about to hear are detailed accounts of shenanigans, pranks, and some mistakes that are meant to replicate the sort of discussions that veterans have when they reunite over a cold beverage and do not depict the professional daily actions of the military at large. We hope to make you laugh, but not to disrespect our proud men and women in uniform. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Cammo Comedy, where we take a humorous look at the lighter side of military service. We got a big show for you today, but before we jump into it, if you like what we're doing here, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, whatever they call it on your podcasting platform. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating, write us a review, as that makes us more relevant in the algorithm and boosts the overall visibility of the show. But word-of-mouth advertising is just so powerful, so if you tell some friends, I will love you forever. Okay, let's jump into the show. I am your host, Aaron Wolf. Just as a friendly reminder to the audience, we put out a new show every single Monday. So make sure you give the notification bell a nice tap so you don't miss a show. Give it a nice tap. Also, we are doing laughter therapy here on the show. We got a lot of military members who struggle with everyday life after service, and we're just here to share a laugh and remember the good times. Joining me today is the man who has such epic swamp ass that he hydroplanes off the toilet, call sign Buttons. Buttons, thanks for being here today, man.
Oh, God, that visual is rough.
How did you know?
I could hear you. Every time you go in there, you just slide right off, and there's this commotion. And
just like the Dukes of Hazzard in there. He just goes to sit down and just slides across the hood.
I thought maybe you'd think I was like skiing in the toilet or something.
Oh, yeah. What kind
there were two other guys in there with you.
Oh, I knew it was going to go there.
Wrong kind of skiing.
Also joining us today is the man whose dick pics were featured in National Geographics because they were mistaken for a Sasquatch, call sign Footloose. Footloose, thanks for being on the show today, man.
It's like a thumb sticking out of a bush.
They were really into it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're famous, but you haven't got the cred you deserve.
It's really the shadow pose that gets him. Oh, my God, there it is.
You think he would want that cred, though?
I don't know. I mean, I think you got to be remembered for something.
Yeah. Is it better to be attractive or famous? You know, you can't have both.
I mean, famous leads to some money. And
money could lead to attractive. There you go. You can't have both.
You can fix that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
There's no ugly people. There's just poor people.
Well, I'm ugly and poor, so.
Fact. Well, I'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Cheeks is not with us today. Rest in Cheeks.
It's a good thing you brought that up. I wasn't sure if he let the viewers know where he was going to be this weekend, but
I have not yet.
He's part of a very important veterans outreach program it's called Make a Grunt Grunt. Dude.
Oh my God.
He just could not miss it, had to miss the show.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry he couldn't be here.
It's just very important that he keeps up his charity work outside of this show.
Yeah.
We'll miss you, Cheeks.
Not really.
Rest in Cheeks. All right, you guys ready for my first story?
Yeah, let's get it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let me set the table here. We got ourselves an Air Force story, and this takes place amongst some upper echelon NCOs, right? So you got senior enlisted people, right?
Okay.
It's also important to understand what inspections are. So inspections, like when different bases get inspected, you have like these different inspectors that'll come in from higher headquarters, and they'll just go through all of the instructions and just say, hey, we need to see your work. And they're there as like a check and a balance to make sure that rules are being followed and they can take corrective actions as needed, right?
So it's like a self-check for like cancer, for lumps.
I don't know if it's like that at all.
Yeah, except usually in this instance, you can't cut the cancer out. It usually stays.
That's just your leadership element.
So there was a group of guys, right? And you had what would happen is these different inspectors would come in from higher headquarters, and they would just get with the program managers of each program, and they would break off into their individual offices and stuff like that. It's kind of like an IRS audit, if you can imagine that, where they're just saying, okay, you need to be doing X, Y, and Z. Show me the work, right? Like, let's see where this stuff is, right? So we have two main characters here. We're going to call them Tom and Jerry. And I'm going to tell this from Tom's perspective, right? So Tom is a program manager, and he's broken off with an inspector in his office.
Okay.
3 or 4 offices down is Jerry. Jerry's also a program manager, and he broke off with an inspector that was in his office, right? Now, these inspections can go on for, several hours and stuff like that. It's a lot like an IRS audit where people just sit down with all the rules and they're like, okay, I need you to show me X, Y, and Z, show me your work, right?
Just digging through your shit.
Digging through all your stuff.
Everything.
You're going to be pulling up your work. What are your records? What are your training records? All that kind of shit, right? So like, the inspector that was sitting with Tom had asked to be shown some training records or something like that. And they're just like, okay, let me dig into this computer system and I'll pull up whatever you need to see. No problem. So as he's digging into the computer, there's a bit of a quiet patch because, the inspector is just kind of politely waiting and all that kind of stuff. And then through the walls, you hear, "This fucking motherfucker, you motherfucking bitch, fuck."
Oh my God. He just hears us through the wall?
He hears like a bunch of F-bombs, angry language and stuff like that. So immediately Tom is just like, oh my God, I guess Jerry's inspection didn't go super well. It seems like the inspector had left and he was venting to some of his friends and didn't know the walls were so thin that you could hear it like 3 or 4 doors down. So he's like, oh, fuck. And we're sitting here right with another inspector that's hearing F-bombs and kind of like giving you the side eye, like, what the fuck? And for those
He's
in the audience,
still here.
for those of you in the audience who might not know, this is a recipe for disaster because, like, if other inspectors are seeing other people flipping out, it kind of says that maybe they need to dig some more and stuff like that. So Tom, being a good buddy, like, he gets into his phone real quick and just texts Jerry, says, "Hey, Jerry, I'm down here with the inspector 3 doors down, and we can hear you dropping F-bombs. Send," right?
Shut the fuck up, period.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Right, like, we can fucking hear you.
If I can hear you, he can definitely hear you.
So Tom is trying to do his buddy a solid, right? Well, a couple seconds after that, Tom gets a reply. He says, "Yeah, I'm sitting here with the inspector myself right now. We're just having a bit of a misunderstanding."
God.
Oh, Lord.
So this wasn't venting after he left. This is the inspector's still in his office?
Yes. So the inspector was in there. The inspector was in his office. And apparently there was something, they were having a disagreement with interpretation of the language of a certain instruction, right? So if I understand this correctly, basically what it was is that you had to have certain qualified individuals that like certify records, right? And anybody that had that designation could certify, right? However, the inspector was saying, we want to see you have like your E9 certify all of these things. And he's just like, okay, well, that's fair. But that's not what the instruction calls for. It says anybody starting at the E9 down in this chain of command can do it. And so they had a very bad misunderstanding about.
So he was just not having the flexibility.
Yeah, he was just
reg.
like, hey, listen, man, like the reg says this. And he even pulled up the reg and was showing the inspector, like, listen, it says this right here in black and white. It says any of these people can do it, and that's who I have it there, and he's just like, well, we can agree to disagree. That's where all the F-bombs started getting dropped, right?
Oh my gosh.
I was going to say, because the way you just explained it, it's like, that sounds like it was easily cleared up.
Yeah,
all the F-bombs need dropped.
You mean the inspector wasn't just like, okay, you're right?
No, the inspector was. Well, here's the thing to point out there. I'm glad you brought that up. The inspector was sticking to his guns and was trying to write them up for having a deficiency that wasn't a deficiency.
Oh, so he was doubling down like, there's no way I'm wrong. You're fucking wrong.
Sounds like a dick.
Yeah, and sometimes this kind of thing can happen, right? So like some of these inspectors, maybe they get a little bit too, up on themselves, and they're the expert in the room, and maybe they saw best practices somewhere, but they were trying to make best practices like stand in for the actual regulation themselves, right?
They call that a tech-seizure, where it's not procedure, it's a technique that they pretend like is the procedure you have to follow.
Right.
I like that. I'm going to start using that.
Yeah.
I like it. But that was kind of a fun story where you're just like, oh, so you guys were actually like dishing it to each other, like a couple offices down.
I just can't imagine getting that response like, yeah, he's fucking right here. I'm like, oh my God, that's so much worse.
It was not what they expected at all. He was like, oh, okay, so you were actually getting into it with the inspector, which also that's very rare. Most people kiss their ass. But
yeah.
this guy's just
you want to pass the inspection, you got to grease the wheels of democracy.
Let me just add this one other point. One of the other points of this story we did get is that so obviously their disagreement had to get kicked up to higher inspectors. And it turns out the guy that was being inspected turned out to be right. So they ended up siding with him. Which is also something rare that doesn't happen all the time, right?
You imagine how fucking awkward it was for Tom to sit there with his guy like, so it sounds like things are going well in that office.
Oh my God. I'm glad you didn't just wash over that because it was awkward as fuck.
Oh my God. How do you even act at that point? Like, hey, could be worse. I could be telling you to fuck off, right?
I'm glad I got you and not that dickhead.
I look pretty good compared to that guy.
It's like, I'll just excuse myself and go to the bathroom now. Like,
there's no good way to move forward with that.
It's just so uncomfortable. I mean, and those inspections can be really uncomfortable as it is. Like, even if you have all your ducks in a row and all that kind of stuff like that, it's just like, if you've not done anything to get audited by the IRS, it's still stressful. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They just make you feel incompetent, even if you're doing it correctly.
Imagine, like, bitching out the IRS inspector.
Listen here, you motherfucker.
Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And there's nothing worse than knowing that you're right and having somebody who's supposed to know the way it's supposed to be done telling you that you're wrong.
Right.
And you're like, I am not wrong, guy.
This is
like,
your
seriously.
whole job. How am I right?
Hence the frustration, right? So
that's awesome.
That makes complete sense.
Yeah, that's on brand for the military.
For sure. Yeah. All right, I got our next story here.
All right, man, what you got?
So we've got another Air Force story.
Yes.
So we've got an airman working a second shift job.
Okay.
And he's been out kind of running some errands, taking care of some stuff before he went in and was like, hey, I'm kind of hungry. I think I'm going to stop somewhere and get something to eat.
Yeah.
So obviously he's getting ready to go into work, right? So he's in his uniform. Goes into a grocery store. He's looking for kind of some healthy food ideas. So he goes to like those food bars, right? They've got them set out. They've got like olives and cheeses and meats. And all
like
different
the
stuff
fresh food buffets.
Right. Like
Nice.
like you see them at Whole Foods and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, okay.
So he goes in. He's at the food bar, right? He's picking stuff out, and he notices this larger lady off in the distance. And all of a sudden he hears, "Ooh, a soldier!"
Oh God!
So he turns around and he sees her, and she's looking at him, coming up to him, kind of strutting and being, kind of flagrant, I guess, if you want to call it, or however you want.
Lizzo-ish.
Yeah. Yes. Very Lizzo-ish, right? And so, she's walking up and she goes, "How you doing?"
Oh
my God.
I like this lady.
It's amazing. That's why he wore his uniform.
Right. So
He wants this attention.
She's obviously like real aggressive about this, right?
Oh, yeah.
She sees what she likes and she's going after what she wants.
Look,
right?
man, you got to shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Well, she shot the shot.
I'm not going to be mad.
Predator
Right.
on prey.
So I mean, she's going into it, and he's very very nicely, politely, hey, I'm in a committed relationship, respectfully. I appreciate the flattery and whatnot. But,
Right.
And so she looks at him and goes, "Is she here?"
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
And he said he was just taken aback at that. He's like,
No excuses.
Again, respectfully, I'm pretty loyal.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I'm flattered, but it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. So they spoke. He said they spoke for a little bit longer. Kind of went their own ways, but he was pretty blown away by it. Like,
It's nice, man.
Like, what the fuck just happened?
It's nice to be noticed. I mean, you get noticed sometimes when you're in uniform, and
He came into work with a pep in his step, like
She came into the grocery store with a pep in her step.
he's not going to tell people the details. He's just say, "Hey, dude, I got fucking hit on when I was getting food." She was a 10 if anyone asks.
It doesn't matter what she looked like, man.
when he got over to his girlfriends later, I bet he probably looked at her and be like, "Baby, better treat me right. I'm in play.
I got options. Don't think you're the only one coming after this.
All I got to do is go right back down to the grocery store. I know she's going to recognize me.
Oh, yeah.
I'll definitely see her again at the buffet.
Guess what? She's not here this time.
Nice. Nice. That was a fun story.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Hey, so speaking of food, I have a perfect transition.
Okay, what you got, man?
So I think we have so many stories about this guy. We're going to have to make him a recurring character from now on.
All right. Nice. I like recurring characters.
So we'll call him Floyd. So from now on, this is Floyd.
Okay, and why Floyd?
So in his earlier days, this individual was prior enlisted in the Navy.
Okay.
And he did a lot of boxing in the Navy.
Oh,
so
nice. So
tying
like
it to
Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
Nice.
So then he kind of like centered his whole personality around this. Like everyone was very aware that he was a previous boxer.
Hey, you know I box, right? Just so you know.
Didn't have to come up naturally in conversation. He would force that into the conversation.
So what you're saying is he would tell people.
Yeah, it's like doing CrossFit or being vegan.
I was going to say CrossFit, vegan. It tracks.
Yeah,
I got you.
It's things like that. So this story in particular, he comes to work with he just had a snack for lunch, and it was an orange.
Okay.
And he goes to his
Healthy
supervisor and puts it out in his hand, just like, "Hey man, can you peel this orange for me?"
What the fuck? Wait a minute. Wait. How old is this guy?
Like 40. Like,
oh wow.
this is not some like 18-year-old troop who like has lived with his parents.
Even at 18, like asking somebody to help you peel an orange is a little.
I can't imagine asking another adult to help me peel an orange.
Was he like punking him?
No, well, and that's what the supervisor assumed. He's like, "Man, fuck you. I'm not your bitch. I'm not gonna peel your orange." Like that would be anyone's natural reaction in the military if someone asked you to peel their orange. Like,
right?
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Right.
But he's legitimately just staring at him like this is a real question. He's like, "Dude, no, I'm not gonna peel your orange. What kind of fucking question is that?" He's like, "Oh, well, my wife normally peels it for me."
Oh, no.
And he's like, "Are you fucking with me right now? Like, you're admitting this to another man that your wife peels your orange for you and you are unable to do it?"
Definitely was a boxer then. It sounds like that
Little punch drunk.
He's used to wearing gloves. You can't, no fine dexterity.
Yeah.
And, instead of, pulling out your knife like any normal military dude would do and just like fucking cutting it in half or something, or just using your fingernails to peel it like a normal adult human being, he just could not fucking figure this out. The supervisor's like, "Dude, just peel the orange. Like, just dig your thumb in, peel the skin off, and eat it. It's not hard."
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of overlap between oranges and Rubik's Cubes. I'll just say that, right?
Only fucking geniuses can pull this off. Like, there's definitely an algorithm he needs to learn first.
Oh, God.
So the supervisor's watching him like, "Oh, my God, let's see how this fucking turns out." And so the dude takes it with both hands and just drives his thumb straight down the middle.
Get the fuck out of here.
The orange just fucking blows a load all over this guy's chest.
Wait, was it the supervisor's chest or was it the guy trying to open his own orange?
The guy trying to open the orange. Like, he blew it all over himself. Like,
oh, my God. So
it would have been funnier if he blew it all over his supervisor. But
that would have been some, like, subtle payback, I think.
"Oh, see, I told you to help me. Oh, my gosh."
Was this guy trolling?
That's the worst part. Floyd is just, he had a few screws loose.
Okay.
It's very hard to explain until we tell a bunch more stories where it makes sense. But this being the first one, just understand he was just not normal by any stretch of the imagination.
Right. Okay.
So this very much sums up what kind of dude this was that could not figure out how to peel an orange, thought it was fine to ask somebody for help to peel an orange as a 40-year-old man, and then just blows juice all over himself when he tries to do it.
Squashes it. So was this guy, like, exceptionally strong?
Again, he used to be a boxer, so he was a pretty strong dude. Like, he has built up some endurance in his muscular fitness at this point. He's not jacked anymore, obviously, because he hasn't boxed in a while, but he still just kind of has that, like, residual leftover, like...
just brute strength.
Brute strength that
Old
he doesn't really have a great control over anymore.
He's got the old man strength.
In his defense, he did get the orange open.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
And then, he just ate it like a lion eating a zebra, I guess.
Oh, my God.
But it got to be the driest fucking orange you've ever eaten at that point.
Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like his wife failed him. Like, instead of peeling the oranges and then sending him with a
peeled
unpeeled orange, just like get him little orange cups.
on,
Those
bro.
Mandarin
If you
oranges.
give a man an orange,
Would he have been able to
feeds
pull
him for a day?
Would he have been able to pull open the little plastic tops on those like fruit cups?
It sounds like this guy was just brute
He would
strength.
have just fucking punched
Just
a hole through the
squashed it?
middle
Yeah.
of it.
Okay,
He is
well,
just brute strength.
maybe that wasn't a good option then, but
I mean, I can't wrap my head around being that guy's supervisor. You're like, this really happened. This is how you thought you were going to open that orange, and here's what happened. Now your uniform is covered in orange jizz.
I've definitely dealt with dudes that dumb. So yeah,
Yeah, he wasn't even in the army.
Yeah.
Nah.
There you go.
Well,
He
clearly
started in
that's
the
where he
Navy.
got
That
it.
was the main problem.
Oh, damn, man. All right. So check out this next story. Let me set the table here. So we got ourselves another Air Force story.
Nice.
This story takes place just outside of the base gym, right? So there was a little office, and you had some like junior NCOs and junior enlisted that would kind of work out of this office, right?
Okay.
And let me also describe the entrance to this gym, right? So you had like a wooden door, and on either side it was big glass panes, if that makes any sense, that went from floor to ceiling, right?
So like the door was wooden, but like you could see into the gym if you like peeked around the door.
Right. So like the glass panes were wider than the door on either side.
Okay.
Right? So like you
I
could
don't
see,
think I like where this is going.
you could see into the gym, you could see people working out, all this kind of stuff like that. So here's the setup here. So you've got an E4, E5 junior enlisted guy that's working out of the office, right? There's a little bit of a shorter guy that comes over to the door and kind of peeks over to one side and looking in the window. Inside of the window, there's a bunch of ladies doing like yoga, and they're doing like, P90X or something like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there, right?
Nothing good is going to happen next.
Well, check this out. So I don't know whether it was the long hours or something like that, but the E4 guy that was working out of the office just kind of got a wild hair across his ass. He sees this guy. He's, smaller in stature. So this guy just assumes that he is just another junior enlisted guy. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to go fuck with this guy, right? So he cruises up over to him and he says, hey, the women don't like it when you stare at them like that, when they're trying to work out.
Oh.
So as this guy turns around, he sees Captain's bars, and he's like,
oh, God.
Oh, fuck me. And Captain's like, what did you just say to me? And the junior enlisted guy's like, gotta go. And he just fucking darts down the hallway.
Just fucking pops smoke.
Okay, bye.
Jumps out the window.
So what it turns out that was happening is they had posted new rules that were on like the window to go inside, that, like certain things like you couldn't have your shoes or boots on the gym mats or something like that. And he was just familiarizing himself with the new sets of rules for the base gym, right? And it just so happened to be that there was a bunch of ladies that were working out, and you mouth off to the wrong guy. Now, luckily, this guy made a hasty retreat.
Hey, fucking pervert, what are you doing?
Talking shit to the captain.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
And so he got away with it. The captain didn't chase him.
He got away with it. The captain, it was a little, I think it was more that it happened quickly.
Yeah.
So he was just like, oh shit. The second he sees Captain's bars, he's like, I'm out. It just fucking bolts.
Yeah, that's a straight up deuces. I'm not hanging around for that.
That definitely sounds like an E4. That's 100%.
100%. Yes.
He just, without thinking, without checking the rank first, just like,
right.
It'd be funny.
This guy's little. He's got to be. I got to outrank him.
He's short. He can't have rank.
Yeah, he was he was a bigger guy too, so it was a little bit of like,
hey bitch, what are you doing in my gym?
And the other thing was too that he mentioned is he had never seen this guy before. I guess he was new to the base, something like that. So he was like, okay, smaller guy, new to the base. I definitely got to outrank this guy. He's just like a new guy coming in.
I know all the small bitches here. It was a calculated gamble.
Oh, man. I love that, though.
It was poorly calculated.
How fucking awesome is that, though? Like, you run your mouth to the captain and fucking just run off.
I just want to see his eyes as the captain turns and the realization of, oh, fuck.
Like his soul drop out of his asshole.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is now, for those of you in the audience who might not know, captain is not the highest officer rank, but it pulls some weight. We'll just say that. Especially if you're a junior enlisted mouth.
If you're enlisted, you're screwed.
Running your mouth.
You could probably get away with like an 01, 02 lieutenant type in Army Air Force ranks. Like, he's new enough. He's young. I'm like, sorry, man. You looked young. I was just screwing around with you.
I was just trying to have a little fun.
Captain, it doesn't matter what he looks like. He's got enough rank that you're fucked.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So,
amazing.
Happy ending. Hey, thanks for checking out the Cammo Comedy Show Podcast. We got a fundraiser going on right now, so if you like what we're doing here and want to keep us rolling, consider making a contribution. We'll put a link in the description. Also, we had some fun animations made up for this fundraiser, so we'll put links for those in the description as well if you want to just check those out. Also, don't forget to tell a friend about us if you love what we're doing here. Word of mouth advertising is very powerful, and we really appreciate you for helping us out. If you've got any funny military stories of your own or know somebody who does, drop us a voicemail at area code 531-222-6146. Also, we've got an email open. That's stories@cammocomedy.com. That's stories, STORIES, at CAMMOCOMEDY.com. cammocomedyshowpodcast.com. We'll have a lot more fun announcements coming soon, so stay tuned. All right, I'm going to go microwave a croissant. Later. Sorry about that, guys. Let me reset
We're
that.
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Never going to financially recover from this.
Solid reference. All right. Let me reset to that point in the story. It was good, guys.
Yeah.
Woo.